Hello, my dear students. We were doing chapter 2 from trader to rulers. The topic which we are going to do today is dual system of administration. Today topic is dual system of administration 1765 to 1772. So, after the victory of the English in Buxar, Robert Clive, he was appointed the governor and the commander-in-chief of the English possession in Bengal. So, in order to settle the problem of administering Bengal, he introduced dual system. So, what was dual system? The real power of the jurisdiction lay with the company, while the responsibility of administration was in the hands of the Nawab. Okay, the jurisdiction was in the hands of the company and the administration was in the hand of the Nawabs of Bengal. So what is the meaning of the word jurisdiction? Jurisdiction generally means the official power to make all the legal decisions and the judgment. Okay, where all the legal decisions and judgment were to be taken by the Britishers, but they were saying that the administration part, the administration will be done by the Nawab of the Bengal. I know you must know the meaning of the administration. Administer something, the process or activity to govern something, to manage something, that is administration. The company collected the revenue as Diwani, the land revenue, they were called Diwani. It controlled the Nizamat through Reza Khan, their appointee. This system proved a failure. The Nawab, the company, they both cared for the people. They both were not caring for the people. This breakdown of the administrative Robert Clive machinery. His machinery was broken down. Law and order broke down. This was economic order with the collection of revenue adding to the misery of the people. The people were disappointed because they are doing nothing for the people. They are doing for their benefit. Agriculture depression affected the trade and commerce. Company servants monopolizing the internal trade of Bengal. Monopolizing means they are doing that we single seller will be there, no other seller will be come in the market. They want this thing. Okay, they want monopolizing the internal trade, that one seller will be there. Thus adding to their personal wealth, adding everything to their personal wealth only. The India's cottage industry of Bengal, it suffered, they were discouraged. The servants of the company increased the price of raw material. So the artisans found their occupation unprofitable and left the occupation of artisans. The company servant amassed huge wealth. Now the company was earning so much wealth, so much profit from everything, and artisans now thought that this occupation is not profitable to us at all. Now they left because company was increasing the raw material price and everything. And in 3 years, 5.7 million means this was drained from Bengal. Okay, 5.7 million pond it was drained from Bengal. In 1770, a terrible famine struck Bengal. 1770, a terrible famine, it struck Bengal. So this is, I think, euro, because European company. So 5.7 million euros it was drained from Bengal. And in 1770, a terrible famine occurred in Bengal. Famine is a place, beta, means famine is a where there is a shortage of food. Okay, there is nothing to eat. That wiped out 1/3 of the population. The people died due to lack of rain because of the policies of the company. And the East India Company did nothing to relieve the people. 1772, Warren Hastings, he became the governor of Bengal. He ended the system of dual government and brought Bengal under the direct control of the company. So company official termed nabobs. The company servants had the whole of the Bengal to themselves. Their oppression of the people increased greatly. So in the words of Clive, such a scene of anarchy, confusion, bribery, corruption and extortion. So what is the meaning of the word anarchy? Anarchy means a state of disorder due to absence of the authority or controlling system. So what does the mean anarchy? Means a state of disorder due to absence of any kind of authority or any kind of controlling system. There was lot of confusion. Bribery, you understand na? Corruption is there. The people were given bribes. Okay, dishonest act in favoring of something, in favoring of someone by offering them money for something. Okay, extortion, corruption is the same thing. Corruption was there, bribe was there, and they were extortion was there. Means communicating with an urge to do something. Okay, communication empathically with the urge someone to do something, that is extortion. That I want this much money if you want me to do such things, that is extortion. It was never seen or heard in any country but Bengal, nor such so many fortunes acquired is just so unjust and rapacious of a manner. So all these things which were being done in the Bengal, these was never heard in any kind of country. So these were just unjust and rapacious. Rapacious means greedy, grasping power. They were a manner, means it was grasping one or they were a greedy one. These all these such things which were done in Bengal. The three provinces of Bengal, Bihar, Odisha have been under the absolute management of the company's servant ever since Mir Jafar restoration to Subhaship, and they have both civil and military extracted. They levied contribution from every man of power and consequence from the Nawab down to their lowest zamindar. So this was the words of your Clive. Ki such a scene is never seen, that anarchy, confusion, bribery, corruption, extortion. It is never seen or heard in Bengal. Means anywhere else than in Bengal, but in Bengal it is being heard. So this is an unjust and rapacious means greedy behavior. The three provinces, Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, they were absolute management of the company's servant. Mir Jafar want to restore the Subhaship. They have both civil and military extracted. They try to leave the contribution from every man who is in power, who is having consequence, from Nawab down to their lowest zamindar. They want them to become down. So company authorities stopped sending money from England to purchase the Indian goods. They purchased these goods from the revenue which they were getting from Bengal. Now the company is not giving money from England. Now whatever revenue is being collected from Bengal, and they were purchasing the goods from there. Means our money only they are using to buy Indian products and sold them abroad. These were known as company's investment and their profit. The British government wanted a share of rich prize. They want to have rich prize. So 1767, it ordered the company to pay it 4 lakh per year euro. However, not all officials succeed in making money like Clive. So Clive had to come to India in 1743 at the age of 18 years. When he left India in 1767, his fortune was 4 lakh 1,102 euro. When Clive was appointed the governor of Bengal in 1764, he was asked to remove corruption, but himself was impeached by British Parliament in 1772. So here in this they are saying that Clive had to come to India in 1743 at age of 18. When he left India in 1767, his fortune was 401,102 pond. See, I tell you one thing, this sign which is being used, it is of pond, but the most common currency which is used, it is the pair involving the British pound or the euro also. So earlier the most common currency pairs, it was involving the British pound also, they were called euro. Okay, so you can call it euro also. So when Clive was appointed the governor of Bengal in 1764, so he asked to remove the corruption, but he himself impeached by British Parliament in 1772. So though he was acquitted, he committed suicide because he was at fault. So he committed what? Suicide, because he was in charge of the misconduct, that is impeached. Many English officials died at early death due to cause of disease and war. They had come to India to earn and return to England to lead a comfortable life, but they now they want more and more wealth. So they were called nabobs. The term nabob was anglicized version of the Indian word nawab. This is the new version. Anglicized means new angle word to be given, that is nabobs. Expansion of the British Empire. After the Battle of Buxar in 1764, the company appointed residents in Indian states. They were political or commercial agents. What they were doing, their job was to serve to the interest of the company, to do whatever is in the favor of the company. They were resident in India. The company officials, they started interfering in the internal affair of the Indian states. The expansion of the British rule in India occurred during the Governor Generalship of Lord Wellesley. Okay, under his Governor Generalship, British rule expanded. Lord Wellesley thought that the time was ripe to bring as many Indian states as under the control of British. So they want more and more Indian states to be controlled by the Britishers. To achieve this same, Wellesley relied on the system of subsidiary alliance. That subsidiary alliance system we should adopt. The ruler of the ally Indian state became friend and compelled them to accept the permanent stationing of a British force within their territory and to pay a subsidy for their maintenance. See how much clever they are. What they want now? They are saying that do a subsidiary alliance. What is subsidiary alliance? Tell an Indian state, okay, which is control of anybody, make them your friend and compel them to accept the permanent stationing of British force. That British force will be there in that Indian state within the territory, and you have to pay a subsidy for its maintenance, a tax, you can say, money you can pay for the maintenance of this British force. All this was done for his protection, but in fact it was a form which was forced by the Indian rulers to pay a tribute to the company. Okay, we Indians were very innocent. Sometimes the ruler ceded part of his territory and instead of paying annual subsidy. So sometimes they were not paying the annual subsidy. They ceded, means give up the power and the part of his territory. The subsidiary treaty provided that the Indian rulers would agree to the posting at the court of a British resident. So what they want, they said that this subsidiary treaty, the Indian rulers, they are agreeing that at his court of a British resident. So he would not employ any European in his service without the approval of British. So any European will not come without the approval of the British. So he would not negotiate with any other Indian ruler without consulting the Governor General. In return, the British would undertake to defend the ruler from his enemies. They also promised non-interference in the internal affairs of the allied states, but their promise they seldom kept. Okay, but this promise they seldom kept. In reality, by signing a subsidiary alliance, an Indian state signed away its independence. When you have signed the subsidiary alliance, it means you have signed your independence. Signed away your independence. Now independence is gone. Now it is under the control of Britishers. The Indian ruler lost their sovereignty, their control, their power in external matters, and this became increasingly subservient to the British residents. So these became subservient. What is the meaning of the word subservient? Subservient here means prepared to obey others without any questioning. That is subservient. You cannot question anybody's things and you have to obey the orders to the British residents who interfered in the day-to-day administration of the state. Lord Wellesley, he signed the subsidiary treaty with the Nizam of Hyderabad in 1798 and 1800. In lieu of cash payment for the subsidiary force, Nizam gave up his power, his part of his territory to the company. Now there is a story of Tipu Sultan. You must have heard. Tiger of Mysore. He was ascended, given the throne by his father Hyder Ali, death in 1782. He was very courageous, powerful leader who constant valiant efforts against the British resulted in his name being etched in the annals of Indian history. He is so famous. He himself make him so famous. Why? Because he was courageous. He was a powerful ruler. So he constantly effort against the British make him attached. What is the attached meaning? Etched meaning to means to impress by someone, that we have memorized the Tipu Sultan because he was courageous, he was very powerful leader, and he did constant effort against the British rule. That's why in Indian history his name is being means said, you can say. Mysore controlled the trade of Malabar coast, where the company brought spices for trade. Mysore was the place, it was controlled by the trade of Malabar coast, where the company was bringing spices for the trade. 1785, Tipu Sultan banned the export of sandalwood, spices through the port of his kingdom. Now through the port of his kingdom, you cannot do the trade. Okay. Now is allowed local traders from doing business with the company. So what he did, he said, now no export will be done of sandalwood and spices through my port, and allow the local traders that you can do business with the company. He also made friendly overtures to the French in India. So friendly relations he built with French in India. Cooperation, modernization of his army he has done. All this make company furious. Now the company is furious. Now the company got angry. This is the story of the Tiger of Mysore. It was said that Tipu Sultan was once hunting in the forest with a French friend. He came face to face with a tiger. His gun did not work and his dagger fell on the ground. Tiger jumped on him. He was unarmed. Then reached for the dagger, picked it up and killed the tiger with it. So this title was given to him, Tiger of Mysore. This point is to analyze how a man courageous physically kill an animal like the tiger, which is the strongest and a savage land mammal of all. So Tipu Sultan possessed a big mechanical toy tiger, which is shown to you here, mauling a European soldier, where it was put on, the tiger roared and the soldier shrieked. So Tipu and his father, Hyder Ali, proved successful in defeating the British in the First Anglo-Mysore War in 1767 to 1769 and the Second Anglo-Mysore War 1780 to 84. The negotiating the treaty, the agreement of Mangalore with them, while the British became aware that Tipu is growing the strength. They made the alliance with the neighboring Nizam of Hyderabad and Marathas, leading to the Third Anglo War of Mysore in 1790 to 1792. The French, they deserted Tipu and combined force proved immense for Tipu. So the French decided that we will support Tipu. So they provided force to Tipu. He was defeated in this war at his capital of Seringamapatnam, thus forcing him to sign a treaty in 1792. Half of his kingdom was confiscated by the huge war indemnity. As a war indemnity, because loss was there to the East India Company as an indemnity, he has to give half of his kingdom. It was confiscated. What is the meaning of confiscated? It came under the control. Okay. Confiscated means it was being controlled or taken with power, with authority. After the British broke the alliance with the Nawabs, they broke their agreement. They once again sought to attack the Mysore, leading to the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War in 1799. Thus, only in the last battle of Seringamapatnam did the company win a victory against Tipu. Half of the Tipu dominance were divided between the British and their friends, their ally, the Nizams of Hyderabad. This reduced the kingdom of Mysore. It was restored to the descendants of the original Rajas, the Wodeyars, from whom Hyder Ali has earlier seized the power. So a special treaty, an agreement was signed of the subsidiary alliance. It was imposed on the new Raja by the Governor General, was authorized to take the administration in the case of necessity. A special treaty was signed that the new Raja will take the control, but in special cases the Governor General rule will be there. Mysore was made a completely dependent on the company. Okay, it was completely dependent on the company. So what happened? It was completely dependent on the company. In 1801, the Lord Wellesley forced a new treaty upon the puppet of Nawab Carnatic in the south, Tamil. So in 1801, Lord Wellesley forced that a new agreement to the puppet, because Nawabs were their puppet of Carnatic. They were compelling him to take more power or control his kingdom to the company in return for a pension. So they want more and more control of the places or the territory, the East India Company. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.